The revolution in women's basketball now has a name, and Forbes just cemented it in a way no award, ranking, or highlight reel ever could. When Forbes released its 2025 list of the most powerful women in sports, the shock wasn't simply that Caitlin Clark cracked the top 5. It was that she ranked alongside, and above, billionaires, franchise owners, and executives who control entire sports empires. A 23-year-old rookie from Iowa, earning a WNBA salary that barely touches luxury rent in Indianapolis, is now officially one of the most influential figures in the global sports industry. That moment sent shockwaves through women's basketball, corporate boardrooms, and locker rooms where tension has been quietly building for months. Because while Clark's rise may look effortless from the outside, the attention surrounding her has exposed deep insecurities across the league. Nothing illustrated that more clearly than the immediate reaction from Angel Reese's orbit. When Clark landed at number 4 on the Forbes list, Reese's name was absent. Not just from the top tier, but from the top 50 entirely. For a player who has built her brand around cultural relevance and media visibility, that omission hit hard. Sources close to Reese suggest she fully expected to appear on the list, especially after landing a major Reebok endorsement and positioning herself as an outspoken face of the league. Instead, she watched Clark leap into a category typically reserved for moguls and CEOs. That kind of public valuation forces a difficult reality into the open. The market has made its choice. What makes Clark's dominance even more striking is that it isn't the result of hype or media favoritism. It's driven by raw economics. When ticket prices drop by more than 50% the moment she misses a game, that reveals the true financial pulse of the WNBA. When merchandise sales explode every time she steps on the court, or even appears for warm-ups, it exposes where fan demand truly lives. Corporations aren't backing Clark because she's trendy. They're investing because she sells, she draws viewers, and she expands audiences in ways women's basketball has never experienced. The leaked Nike projections forecasting nearly $500 million in revenue from her signature line by 2026 weren't just estimates, they were a declaration. Clark isn't just a star. She's a once-in-a-generation economic engine. Meanwhile, efforts to capitalize on moments when Clark was sidelined only widened the gap. A major promotional push during All-Star Weekend while Clark was out could have been a defining moment. Instead, it exposed an uncomfortable truth. Viewership plunged by nearly 50%. Sponsors expressed frustration. Promotional campaigns barely registered. It wasn't that fans rejected other stars, it was that Clark's gravitational pull simply couldn't be replicated. When she returned, interest surged instantly, confirming that the league's momentum wasn't abstract. It was directly tied to her presence. That reality has fueled growing resentment inside the league. Veterans who spent years fighting for recognition and financial stability are now watching a young player surpass their career earnings in record time. Younger stars who envision themselves as the future are being forced to accept that Clark has completely reshaped the hierarchy. Admiration, frustration, and bitterness are colliding, and that tension is surfacing in interviews, social media posts, and locker room dynamics. Sports psychologists observing the situation point to classic signs of competitive envy, especially among players who feel overshadowed despite their own achievements. Through it all, Clark's public posture hasn't changed. She consistently redirects praise toward her teammates, the league, and the broader growth of the game. Whether that humility is instinctive or strategic, it only amplifies her appeal. Fans gravitate toward authenticity, and Clark projects genuine gratitude that resonates across generations. Parents see a role model. Young athletes see proof that women's basketball can deliver both opportunity and visibility. Corporate partners see a reliable, profitable ambassador. That combination is rare, and it's why her influence stretches far beyond the hardwood. The Forbes ranking wasn't just recognition of where Clark is today. It was a glimpse of what she may become. Industry analysts now believe she could be on a trajectory to earn at levels comparable to elite NBA superstars, something once considered impossible in women's basketball. If her endorsement path holds, Clark could become the first female basketball player to reach true global icon status. That kind of breakthrough would permanently change how women's sports are valued, funded, and marketed. Networks would invest more aggressively. Sponsors would spend more boldly. Youth participation would surge. And leagues worldwide would adjust their strategies to replicate the model she represents. The ripple effects are already impossible to ignore. Host cities are reporting millions in additional economic activity from Fever games alone, forcing teams to move into larger arenas. Merchandise demand has reached historic levels, with Clark-branded items outselling entire product categories. Social media engagement around her rivals that of NFL quarterbacks and international soccer stars. Even the WNBA's new media deals were shaped with her influence in mind. Proof that she has transformed the league's financial landscape before even reaching her prime. Now, the league faces a defining question. Will this moment unite players around the reality that Clark's success raises everyone's ceiling, boosting salaries, exposure, and investment across the board? Or will resentment fracture relationships and stall the momentum women's basketball has fought decades to build? What do you think? Is the backlash toward Caitlin Clark rooted in jealousy, or is there a legitimate debate about fairness and representation? Will her dominance strengthen the league, or strain it? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this conversation is shaping the future of women's sports. If you want every major update in this unfolding story, like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Share this with fellow fans of the game, because the revolution is happening right now, and history is being written in real time.